What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm down at Randy Marion Buick and we're going to take a look at the all new redesigned 2021 Buick Envision Essence. So huge shout out to them for providing this SUV for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. All that information is down in the description below. But the model that you see behind me is finished off in dark moon blue metallic, and it has an MSRP just over $37,000. Before we take a look at what powers the all new Envision, let's take a quick glance at the key fob. You can see the Buick badge on one side along with lock and unlock. You can also open up the power liftgate, and then on the lower left, this does have remote start. So if you lock the vehicle and double tap on that button, it will automatically start up, which is a really nice feature to see. And then with the vehicle locked and the key in my pocket, all I need to do is push on this button on the back side of the door handle, which will unlock it or lock it depending on what you're doing. And then up underneath the driver footwell, we can release the hood. As we work our way to the front, the release for it is over on the left side. And now we can take a look at this 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. It's paired to the 9-speed automatic transmission and pumps out 228 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. This model here is front-wheel drive, however all-wheel drive is available. It weighs in just under 3,900 pounds, and it will do 0 to 60 in around 7 seconds. It also has a fuel capacity of 16.1 gallons. So you can expect to see around 22 miles per gallon in the city and 29 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 109.4 inches. Its overall length is 182.5. It has a width of 74.1 and a height of 64.6 inches. As we move on to the exterior now for the all new redesign on this Envision, we're gonna start up front here with the grille. You'll see it has a really nice design to it. It's finished off in chrome for the surround. It also runs right through the middle, leading to the Buick logo right in the center. And there's really nice cutouts in the mesh too to provide maximum cooling to that turbocharged engine. This also has LED headlights, of course, along with LED DRLs and LED turn signals. You'll see more chrome on both sides of the bumper, as well as a nice trim piece running in the lower section and another grille in the lower section too to provide even more cooling. And down below, this does feature a front air dam, so that will help better improve with aerodynamics. You'll also see really nice clean lines running down the hood. And as we work our way to the side, from this angle here, you can see the contoured lines in the front bumper. So it gives it a great side profile design too, even though it's on the front bumper there. And on this particular model, we have a really nice set of 18-inch wheels. You can see they have a multi-spoke design to them and a two-tone finish. Really matches well with all the chrome and this dark blue metallic. You'll see more chrome in the lower side skirt as well as surrounding the windows. This also has power mirrors. They're body colored too. You can see the lower section is finished off in black. There's even more chrome on the roof racks, so you can see those tie in nicely. We have the shark fin antenna up top as well. And really nice lines that run down the side profile. It gives it a very clean look. You can see the trim surrounding the lower section of the side skirt as well as surrounding the fender arches. And as we work our way to the rear end, you can see the body colored spoiler. There's gloss black on both sides of the glass just to tie it in nicely. The third brake light is located up top as well. And the wiper blade is in the lower section, so that helps to better improve your rear facing visibility. This does have a backup camera. You can see the nice trim piece in the lower section. It ties in with the piece up front. We have more chrome trim on both sides. And this also has LED taillights. They have a very nice design to them. And this also has a towing capacity right around 1,500 pounds. So you could hook up a small trailer if you needed the extra space. And then taking a look at this door panel now, you can see it's completely covered in solid black leather with really nice stitching. There's a trim piece that surrounds the brushed aluminum on the release handle, as well as lock and unlock. Just underneath that, you can see all of the memory seating adjustments. We have all of the window controls as well as the side mirror adjustments and the grab handle. They're separated from the armrest here with a really nice brushed aluminum trim piece. You'll see in the lower section of the door, there's a good amount of storage space, as well as the control for the rear liftgate. You can have that off 3/4 of the way or max, depending on how high you need the liftgate to go. This also has a 7-speaker audio sound system. And as we work our way to the interior now, you can see the black leather seats with more of that stitching. Really nice insert running down them. They are heated seats, and you can see the good bolstering support that they offer. And then down on the side, you can see all of the automatic controls. And so now it's time to take a look at the interior on this all new Envision. I have the driver door opened all the way, so you can see there's plenty of room to enter and exit. As we work our way to the right side of the steering wheel, you can see the engine start stop button. So with my foot on the brake, it's time to start it up. And you'll see over on the left side of the gauge cluster is the tach as well as the fuel gauge. On the right side is the miles per hour and the engine temperature. And then right in the middle, we have an LCD screen that you can control using all of these over on the right side of the steering wheel. You'll also notice the Bluetooth and the voice commands, but we have the rotary dial to go up and down, and then the side arrows on both sides. You can see it's on phone right now. If I scroll over once to the right, you can go into units or your display, look at your speed warning, basically some general information that you can control. Going over to the left, you can pull up the navigation when you have that on and running. You can also look at the music. And then last one is for your distance, your average fuel economy along with speed. You can look at oil life, your TPMS. You have a few other items to look at like driver assistance and your battery voltage. So it's really nice to have all that information right in front of you. And then on the top of that, you'll see the outside temperature as well as your miles per hour again. You can look at your cruise control if that's active, as well as the time. And then over on the left side of the steering wheel is how you activate your cruise control as well as your distance pacing. This is also a heated steering wheel too. And you'll notice that it's completely covered in solid black leather with some brushed aluminum trim pieces, more stitching running along the inside. And this model also has steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. You'll also see too on the back side of those, we have some hands-free controls for volume for the radio as well as tuning, which is located on the left side. And then as we work our way to the left side of the steering wheel, you can see a dimmer switch as well as the adjustments for the headlights. We have more of that trim that you saw over on the door panel, just underneath one air vent. Really nice stitching on the dash as well. And then right in the middle, we have the all new design for the center screen. So this is a 10-inch system, and you can see that it is angled more towards the driver. If we go over to the passenger here, hopefully that can get a good angle at that. But it has a really nice tilt to it. This is a touchscreen system, or you can use these physical buttons over on the left side, which includes power and volume for the radio. There's the home button right in the center, and then you can use this rotary dial if you'd like to use that instead of swiping on the screen. So it's very convenient depending on what you'd like to use the most. So on the home screen here, we have 3 different pages. You can look at your music as well as your phone when that is paired. This is configurable, so you can put the navigation on here if you'd like to. If we swipe over, you can look at audio and phone, go into the Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. There's different apps that you can look at if you'd like to go into this and download any of them that you like to use the most. We can quickly get back to this home screen here, swipe one more over. You have My Buick, air quality you can go into, as well as the climate controls. This does have a dual zone climate system, and of course we have all those adjustments to go through that. You'll also see too, down on the lower section, we have shortcuts to music and phone, along with navigation and the climates. So you can quickly get to those if you're not on that system already. You'll see there's 2 air vents just underneath that, along with the hazards. And then we have more physical buttons for the climates. You can see the fan speed right in the center, and just by adjusting those will pop up on the upper screen. So you can get a good visual as to what you're setting the temperature or the fan speed to. We have the heated seat controls, as well as some other recirc buttons just above that. And then below that, you'll see this compartment here, which we can open. Great spot to place your phone if you'd like to. We have some auxiliaries so you can charge those electronics as well. You'll see the engine start-stop feature, as well as the lane keeping assist, traction control, and the parking sensors, which you can turn on and off. And then new for the Envision, we have the gear selector right here. So you can see we're in park right now. Just by pulling up on R, that will automatically go into reverse, where you'll see the backup camera along with the guidelines, which you can turn on and off. Really large screen, gives you great graphics for what's behind you. Neutral is just behind that by pushing on it, and then drive is the same as reverse. And we do have the manual setting, which allows you to use these paddle shifters. And of course we have the brushed aluminum park. You can just push on that to put it into park. We have the electronic parking brake, as well as the different driving modes. So just by pushing on this button, you can go between Tour, Sport, and Snow and Ice, just depending on how you'd like to drive the vehicle and what conditions you're in. You'll also notice there's more trim surrounding 2 of the cup holders, and also down below the center stack, we have even more storage space. So you can place in any items down there that you'd like to, and there's a lip on both sides so they won't fall out. Really nice to see that extra hidden storage space. As we work our way to the center armrest now, you can see it has the split style to it. Pretty deep compartment, so you can place a lot of items in there if you need to. Along with the glove box over on the passenger side, plenty of room for all of that information. We'll take one last look at these seats here. Really nice design for the front passengers here. I love the layout of everything. As we shut the vehicle off, we can take a look at the back seats now. So you'll notice too, on the door handle, we have that same button where you can lock and unlock the vehicle. So if you're placing items into the back, you don't have to grab your key fob, which is nice. You can just use that button on the door handle. We have the same design on the door panel, of course, as up front. And at 5'10", I'll go ahead and hop in. You'll see I have plenty of room for my feet and my knees here with the seat set at my height. We have some storage pockets behind both front seats, as well as 2 air vents and some auxiliaries, so your backseat passengers can charge electronics as well. And you'll see too, I have about 3 or 4 inches above my head, so plenty of room in the back seats here. Right in the center, we do have the armrest with 2 cup holders if you need to use that. And these back seats also have a 60-40 split to them, so you can fold them down if you need some extra interior storage. And now it's time to work our way to the rear storage compartment. This does have the hands-free option. So over on the driver's side, if I just kick my foot up underneath, that will automatically open up the power lift gate. So if your hands are full, you can use the button on the key fob, of course, but this is a great hands-free option to have. And you'll notice with the back seats up, there's a really nice flat surface. You can see on the driver's side, it actually extends outwards, so you can put some larger items sideways if you need to. A little bit more on the passenger side there. And then up underneath the floor, if I pull on this, you'll see the spare tire along with a little bit of extra storage if you want to place any items down there. We have the dome lights, of course, along with some hooks. You could place bags on there if you need to. There's a 12 volt too. And there's even a spot for a cover. So if you'd like to get a cover and hide all of your items, you can. And with those back seats folded down, as I mentioned earlier, definitely gives you plenty of space for larger items, making this a very practical SUV. Up top, if you do have the power liftgate closed, there is one grab handle, but of course with it on there, we can just push on that button and it will automatically close. All right, so getting the all-new 2021 Buick Envision Essence out on the road now. This has been a pretty cool SUV to check out. It's the first Buick that I've ever reviewed, and I really like this update for the 21-year model. A few things that I learned about this before I took it out on a drive is the fact that we have a lot of sound insulation for this model, and I've already been able to hear a difference because there's no sound of wind noise, road noise, anything like that. We have insulated foam in the chassis as well as in the doors. The windows even have some technology in them too, which makes them a lot more quieter and more efficient. And we're just cruising at a normal rate of speed here. It's a very, very comfortable car, or SUV I should say, to be behind the wheel of. The suspension is also very smooth as well. I'm not on any rough roads right now, but I can definitely feel that it's absorbing all of the small bumps in these roads I'm on today very nicely. So it's definitely going to provide you with the best of both worlds. It's very comfortable and very quiet too on the inside. What I love about this model too is that I really like that Buick has taken some of the Corvette designs and put it into this model. We have the screen, which is very similar to the Corvette C8, as well as the selection for your gears. Very similar to that as well. Gives it a little bit more of a sporty design for this style of SUV, and I really like the updates. The screen is in a great spot, so it makes it very clear to read all this information and go through all of that. And then we have really nice layout for your climates below that. So it just makes for a great interior. It's very easy to go through all this information. And so now we're coming up to a dead-end road here where we can make a 3-point turn. This isn't a large SUV. It's definitely on the smaller side. So even maneuverability, if you're in parking lot situations or in your driveway, somewhere like that, it's not all that hard to maneuver here. It's a very, very tight road that I'm on, so I'm going to have to go into reverse one last time here. But I love the graphics on that screen. Definitely is very HD quality. You can see everything that's behind you. We do have the paddle shifters. If you want to get a little bit more sporty, we can go from touring mode to sport mode and downshift to third gear here. Give it a little bit of gas. The paddles are actually pretty responsive. Surprising to see in a vehicle like this. Maybe sport mode does a little bit different than touring mode, give you a little bit better acceleration or throttle response. But aside from that, let's move on to visibility. While it is a smaller size SUV, it's actually really easy to see all around. I can see out of that second window for the backseat passengers there, and the pillar over my right side, not all that bulky. Of course, we have the side mirrors that you can adjust. And so now switching over to the POV angle, one thing that I also wanted to mention is the fact that this all-new Buick is based off of the Cadillac XT4 chassis. So they've definitely made some big improvements to this all-new Buick, not only with the exterior design and some of the technology, but also how it drives and handles out on the road. So we're at this stoplight here. Visibility is great, of course. We can give it some more gas getting up to the speed limit. And that's just in normal drive. I still am in sport mode. And hopefully you can tell how quiet it is on the interior. Definitely provides you with a great ride. You can see all of this technology here, all of the information nicely laid out. So I'm going to keep it in sport mode there. If I push on this M button, you can see the gear selector in the lower right of that screen. And then one last acceleration for today. And I'll get all the way up into 9th gear so we can keep the RPM range low. And you can just hear how quiet it is on this interior. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for my walk around review and test drive, getting behind the wheel of this all new 2021 Buick Envision Essence. Once again, huge shout out to Randy Marion Buick for providing this all new SUV for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. All of that information is down in the description. And if you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. And I'll see you guys in the next video.